I intentionally post things that make you smile, or they'll bring joy to your heart. And I don't feel the need to bring any negativity to Instagram or social media.
Hi, I'm Maria, otherwise known as the Fit Foodie. I'm a chef, holistic nutritionist, author, inventor, and mom. And I want to welcome you to my podcast. It's called Recipes for Your Best Life. And with every episode, I'm peeling back the onion on fitness, nutrition, health, wellness, and family. The truth is, you're the chef of your life. And for every important pillar, there's a great recipe worth sharing. So every week, we'll explore them together. Think of it as food for thought that you can really sink your teeth into. So join me, and let's squeeze the joy out of this life, because you only get one. Can I get a fork, yeah? My foodie friends, this is going to be a fun episode to listen to. It's so robust, we're actually splitting it into two. I'm interviewing Laura Vitale. She is the YouTube phenomenon called Laura in the Kitchen. With over 3.5 million subscribers, she, to me, is the epitome of a YouTube star. She not only shows off her cooking chops on the show, but she shows you how to make these dishes like you're in her own kitchen. She's so approachable. She's an amazing human being. And I got to know her when we were on the show Recipe Rehab together. We went up against each other on a lot of different cooking competitions. And you know what? She is just a pro in every aspect of her life. In this episode of Recipes for Your Best Life, you're going to hear a little bit from Laura about how she got started and the obstacles that she faced beginning her show. And then in the second episode, we'll dive into what she sees as the making of a success in life, a success in career, and what she has in store for the future. I think you're really going to enjoy this two-part series. And as you learn more about Laura, you'll learn more about what it really means to have balance as a professional, as a mom, as a wife, and as an amazing human being. Let's dig in. Laura, it's so good to have you on.
Thank you so much for having me. This is really exciting.
I am so thrilled because the last time we actually got a chance to see each other, we were filming Recipe Rehab, which is like
I know
eons ago, right?
It feels like a lifetime ago. It really does.
Well, and you've done a lifetime of things, and I just want to gush for a minute because you have had such an incredible career, and you're just getting started. A YouTube like MegaStar, you have all of these amazing projects that you've worked on and projects to come. How do you keep it all balanced with a family? I mean, you've got a young daughter. You're in business with your husband. What is the secret to your keeping it in balance?
I think the secret is saying no a lot, which I know sounds insane, right? But I say no a lot because unless it's a project worth me staying away from my daughter, even for a day, I just don't really get involved in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think having a very clear vision of what you want to do, you know, projects you're willing to take on, having a clear vision of that really helps making that decision. You know what I mean?
Did having Mia make that crystal clear for you, or do you think that's always something you've had in you?
So definitely since having me, I feel like since having me, I've just learned to prioritize better. I've learned to prioritize my time better. For the first year of her life, I didn't take on any projects. The only things that I did for the first year of her life was I went to New York a few times for like co-hosting Beat Bobby Flay, Rachel Ray, Today's Show, things like that, which were very quick, one day in and out. And when she was a baby, I would take her with me because I was nursing her. Mm-hmm. But that was it. I vowed to no overnight trips, no nothing, because that year, as you know, flies by so fast. And because she was a nursing champ, she was glued to me for the first year of her life. And it was just a bond that I did not want to break even for an evening.
That's so wonderful that you nursed her too. It's so valuable.
I did. I nursed her for 2 years.
Wow.
And the first year was just so pivotal that, I mean, nothing was going to come in the way of that. I was ready for that baby, and I had been praying for that baby. And now that she was here, I certainly wasn't going to let anything in the way. And I made a promise to myself that I would continue Laura in the kitchen just because I had family helping me when I was filming. And I was also smart enough to film almost 5 months worth of content when I was pregnant. So I took 5 months off from filming.
So I want to talk about that, because something that, I mean, you have over 3.5 million subscribers on YouTube. That is like mind blowing. I mean, we all know how hard it is to get a subscriber. Do you think you just, even though you are still, I mean, and I say this with like all due respect, like you're still so young, like you have so much ahead of you still too, but you have forged the way in so many ways. Do you think you just had the understanding that that's what you needed to do to be able to take that time off and enjoy motherhood in your first year?
So in the world of YouTube and the internet, when you say I go on hiatus for 3 months because, hey, everybody else takes a maternity leave, why can't I? You would fall so back on the burner, because this is the thing. There's a ton of content out there. So if you're not going to post something, somebody else will, and you're going to lose that audience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were smart enough to know that we just could not take months and months off. Otherwise, we would have to really, it would be very, very hard to recuperate from the loss. Okay. So what we did was we thought, well, how long do I feel comfortable pre-recording for? And I said that I was going to pre-record it until the end of April. So I started at the end of November. We just pre-recorded everything until April. And so I was comfortable doing that because I had still scheduled programming like every week, 2 to 3 times a week. Like it never ended, like it never stopped.
Yeah.
And then I was able to start filming again when Mia was sleeping through the night, and I felt good. I felt like I was back to myself. I didn't put the pressure on me of, I have to film back when, I'm sleep deprived, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, my baby's cluster feeding, she's tired and cranky. I didn't want to do that. So it took a little bit of planning. It was really exhausting because I was 8 months pregnant and I was filming for holiday season and also just evergreen content for the following 4 months.
Wow.
Or almost 5 months. So it was really exhausting. And, but I had a very clear vision of the show must go on as usual. And I am going to take that time to be with my baby, with my newborn. And that's one of the best things I've ever done, because again, it allowed my channel to grow. It allowed people to be excited for me, and it allowed me the rest and the connection and the bond that I wanted to make with my baby, without the pressure of, I have to get this done right now. It just takes a little bit of planning. And I think when you're a YouTuber, how many times do people go on hiatus for a month and then they come back and they say, oh, sorry, I had a lot going on. Well, this is the thing. YouTube is my career. It is my job. I can't walk away from a job for a month and expect my boss to be happy with me.
Right.
So I take it very seriously, and I don't let people down, because it would be so unfair. It would be so unfair to say, oh, sorry, I was busy. Well, guess what? You're still cashing their paycheck. So the least you can do is go on it and go hard at it and treat it like it would be a normal job. And that's what I did.
Yeah, you're still showing up for people. What made you decide? I mean, let's take a step back. I really want everybody to hear a little bit more about how you decided to even choose this route in your career, and why YouTube? What was it about YouTube that gave you this, this pivotal understanding that this could be the way to launch your career?
So it was not my idea at all. I was very, very, very against it. I thought it was the craziest idea ever. And that's because, when we started this in January, it'll be 10 years.
Wow.
When we started this, YouTube was full of cat videos and skateboard videos and just viral content. And I was at a very low point in my life where I had been working in my father's restaurants for years. And then they ended up closing, due to just bad economy, if we're honest. I mean, 2008 hit and everybody suffered, including us.
Sure.
So my father was smart enough to say, you know what, let's close up shop because I don't want to go down with a sinking ship. So that was smart on his part. But I, loved being in those places. I loved being in front of my customers that I had known for years and years, and I loved to cook in front of them. And so I was at a low point in my life, just feeling really lost. So I remember I've always cooked. Since I moved from Italy, I've always cooked all day, every day for my friends and family. And I remember saying to Joe, I want to write a cookbook because I'm so tired of everyone asking me for recipes and tips and things like that. And I just don't have I'm tired of writing notes to everybody, I told him, I said, I want to write a cookbook. And my husband's very, very smart, and he's also very realistic. And he looked at me and he said, well, I don't think spending all of our savings on self-promoting a book or self-publishing a book would be a good idea because you'll sell it to your 17 friends and then the rest are going to collect dust in the basement. So that was,
amazing. That was kind of a hard pill to swallow coming from your husband, right?
It is. It's a hard pill to swallow. But again, I knew that he wasn't going to say it. I knew he wasn't saying it just to be mean. You know what I mean? I knew that there was a reason for him to say it.
Sure.
And so then he said, what you need is an audience. You need an audience that trusts your method, that believes in you, that loves your cooking and your style. And those are the people that are going to buy your book. And those are the people that are going to cherish that book. So I thought, I'm going to have my own show. And my husband would say, yeah, okay, good luck. Go on Food Network's door and knock on it real hard and see if anybody answers, because who are you? So I said, well, I'm out of ideas here. Like, what do you want me to do? And at this time, we were renovating our old house and we had a huge basement. And he said, well, why don't we do something crazy? We'll do a website and we'll post videos on it. We'll host our own videos on it on how to make specific recipes. And that way people have a place to find it and people have a place to go when they ask you for where the recipe is. I was against it. I had never, ever, I even hated taking pictures for my wedding. I'm just not comfortable in front of a camera. I've never.
Yeah, and I'm laughing right now because I'm like, you're such a natural. There's no way that anybody could hear you say that and believe it.
I know. I just never done it before. And so he, one night after one too many glasses of wine, I agreed. I was like, okay, fine, we'll do it. So we built the set, the kitchen, before we even shot a single video. We had it built for like a year before I agreed that I would do it. But you couldn't just you couldn't just embed videos onto your website. You needed a different channel. So that's where YouTube came in.
Yeah.
And we just, at the time, we just strictly used YouTube as a way to embed our videos to the website because we wanted the videos to live on laurainthekitchen.com. So it wasn't until we started doing the YouTube videos, and this was 10 years ago, the quality was terrible. I was so uncomfortable in front of a camera. We had no idea what we were doing. But we just didn't quit because we started to build an audience. And it was the craziest thing to me because at first, when I first started this, I thought I'm going to get just reamed because the world is full of Martha Stewart and Bobby Flay and Jadas, all the wonderful trained chefs. What do they want from me? What do I have to build to bring to the table? What ended up happening is it was the opposite. People started saying, I can't believe it. It's just a girl next door just like me who shops at a regular grocery store, who makes mistakes and doesn't apologize for it. Yeah. And it just was comments like that of, so happy to have found you, so happy that you do things like I do. You make me feel comfortable in the kitchen. And it started building this audience all on its own. And it was amazing to me because I thought, I'm a mess. The quality is awful, but the authenticity was there.
We know that to be true now because, of course, like you want to follow somebody and engage with somebody that you can relate to. I mean, it's very hard it's not like, you don't want to follow the people who are household names, but at the same time, you want to be able to emulate somebody that's realistic, somebody that you can actually take what they're teaching you and implement it. But what do you think, what do you attribute to growing your audience initially? I mean, even still, YouTube is like, and was the wild frontier. How did you stand out to actually grab people's attention for those that were flipping around trying to find cooking videos and turn them into subscribers?
It always comes down to the same thing, which was consistency. People were uploading a video a month. They would disappear. They would come back a month later with a different video. Me, I'm aggressive. I'm aggressive and I'm passionate about anything that I really put my heart and soul into. And so